Good morning. It's nice to see everyone. I have always enjoyed the times I've come here. I think this space, combined with the view the windows provide on a perfectly sunny day. Hopefully soon in the week, a blue sky, but a slight breeze with the busyness of the streets and the sidewalks behind us and the openness of the room provides for a moment of breath. So when I saw that Ms. Siegler was looking for speakers, I jumped on the opportunity. So thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you, Trey, for the song. For those who don't know, my name is Kenneth Brown, Jr., and I am a senior majoring in Human Service Studies. I come from Greensboro, North Carolina, as the oldest of 8, the second oldest of 9, for I have a twin sister who passed away when we were 6 months old. Before I jump right in, if this seems all over the place, I think that's a perfect metaphor for the journey of becoming our authentic selves, that the journey is all over the place. So yeah, let's get started. I come from loud rooms and stuffed cars, from Sunday services and football Fridays. I come straight from the Creator himself, painted on by teachers, parents, pastors, and friends. I come from and still walks the journey that asks, what is my authentic identity? Writing this was tough because to talk about identity means a multitude of things. The who, what, and where am I's, and talking about myself is something I find a bit weird. To discuss authenticity means to talk about a journey that is never ending and something that takes the hard work. To explore the person I am in front of others and behind closed doors, do the two match or am I merely performing? To put those two ideals together means to talk about my real self, my real authentic self, and all of the flaws and complexities that I come with. I realize that my identity is not my own. It is made up of all my qualities and experiences. I decide to use the things I have gained to authentically live the life I believe I was created for. For me, at least, to take the position that I have gotten to where I am today in this space as a result of only my hard work and effort discredits my faith, my family, my friends, my teachers, my mentors, and those who have made me think. They have helped me grow to be a better person, man, leader, a better son, a better brother, and everything in between. So hi, Mom and fam, how you doing? It has provided me with experiences that has gifted me with lessons and qualities that I choose to live out to the best of my ability. I think authenticity is more than just a genuine version of you, it's also the process of getting there. I am also learning that I still have some say, especially in the context of my salient identities like faith, which is a big part of who I am. Christianity talks about surrendering to God and allowing him to direct our paths, and I have discovered that God isn't always going to work for us and us stand idly by. I have learned that I still have a choice in deciding where to go, like understanding that not everyone is your friend, or every open door is not necessarily a door you should go through. And I can be a very emotional person and wear my emotions on my sleeve, but I have learned that I have more control in how I react to something rather than what happens. And I feel sometimes in the quest to become our authentic selves, we try to control situations that we think will put us on the track. However, things may arise that forces you to confront pieces of your identity, and the things you asked for or the things you didn't ask for or couldn't control is the thing that helps you realize who you really are. I couldn't control the fact that I couldn't pronounce my R words and had to take speech classes up to the 8th grade, but it made me more grateful for my voice and appreciative of the way words can be used to evoke emotion and hope. I couldn't control the fact that my family and I lived in a hotel for parts at a time growing up, but it gave me a deeper understanding of love and resilience, grateful for family and community. I couldn't control the fact that I attended a high school that was the total opposite of what my parents had in mind. But it made me more aware that I am a Black person and blessed for the education I had while I was there. And I couldn't control my worst nightmare coming true, of my youngest sister passing away and I was nowhere close. I was all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. But it forced me to confront my faith In my ill-fated search to find someone or something to blame, it made me more appreciative of my siblings and grateful for every moment with them. It made me more willing to live life to the best of my ability because tomorrow isn't promised. And these are just some of the things I wish I could have controlled, but I couldn't for whatever reason. But the lessons learned, skills gained, and people met have played a part in the making of the person you see here today. The characteristics of being kind, practicing empathy, being a listener, taking risks, loving unconditionally, appreciating language, choosing to look on the bright side, and hoping, I choose to practice each and every day. And in a year where I couldn't control the weather, that's right, I'm talking about you, Florence or Michael, or how people reacted to a policy change in my term as student body president, I have tried to allow parts of myself to show up as much as I can. And this is where it gets tricky, because sometimes so much of our identity is wrapped up in the words that come after the semicolon beside our names or the things beneath our email signatures. Sometimes we put who we are, what we do, and a title we may hold together as if being the leader of an organization compared to the member of another means that we get a different seat at the table. We have the same chairs, the same table. And in the Bible, the book of James taught me that no one gets a special seat, but everyone brings something special to the table. And I have struggled with the title of student body president. I've noticed that in this job, students have taken pride in the fact that I have served in this role, evident in the lack of an opponent when I ran, but also evident in the fact that some use the phrase, my president, or when I am sometimes stopped on tours and introduced, the words, he's our student body president, quickly follows. So it's going to be an interesting time walking by tours in April. And inherently, there's nothing wrong with that. People have identified parts of themselves and feel they can relate to someone. For me, it's sobering and keeps me humble. I have learned to look past it, but also embrace it. It has been an honor, but I am just Kenneth, who happened to be the student body president, because a part of my identity is helping others. And I knew that even if I wasn't the president or an SGA, I would still do my part to make sure that our community is great. And I feel that Mills Hayes, the outgoing student body vice president at the University of South Carolina, said it best. She said, as my term comes to an end, I've been thinking about identity and how one's identity is defined by the titles, positions, and jobs they hold. But all these things are temporary, and who I am as a person is not. Yes, us SGA senior types all across the country have been doing a lot of reflection as we step down from our roles. And yes, a part of my identity is learning from them. And even in this leadership role, there have been times where I've struggled and played the comparison game and get inside my head. Earlier this academic year, I struggled with imposter syndrome. I couldn't identify many, keyword many, tangible things I have done and thought that I wasn't doing a great job as a result. But luckily, I have people who have helped me develop my leadership identity and helped me realize the true impact of my work up to that point. Some are in this room, and I thank you. In that sense, there have been things that I couldn't control during my term, but it has made me a better person, a better leader, and taught me to roll with the punches. As I begin to close, I hope that you begin to think about those who have helped you up until this point in life. Who has helped shape you? What experiences have you had that plays a factor in your authentic identity? I am my own person, but it's hard for me to not acknowledge the locations, peoples, events, and experiences that have strengthened me and given me the characteristics that make up my real, authentic self. I am kind, intelligent, a leader, active, considerate, a big sports guy. I'm a family guy, friendly, helpful, hopeful, Christian, Black, a man, somewhat tall, a scholar, a horrible singer, a product of resilience and shaped by my community. And to end, I would like to take a page from Mr. Rogers' Emmy Award speech and ask if you could take with me 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are, those who have cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life, those who have helped you become your authentic self. 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. Thanks for listening.